Little background. Fahim is a movie star. Fahim was born in Afghanistan when the Russians took over. At like 14 to 15, he went to work for the CIA. He was putting up posters that said, "Russians out of Afghanistan." His mother was the president's doula. And when the Russians came, they killed the president. Obviously, they were going to go after Fahim's mom. So she left the country. He didn't know when or why. She just left and told him, you know, just disappeared. And he didn't see her again for 5 years. But his dad stayed behind. His dad was the president of the National Bank in Afghanistan. So he stayed behind so the Russians didn't know that his mother went out of the country. And a couple of years in, as the war was getting longer and longer, his dad decided to take him out and go to Pakistan, try to go to Pakistan. So they hired a coyote, a good one, not a bad one, and he got them over the Hindu Kush. Took 7 days. They walked, rode horses, made it to Peshawar in Pakistan, and spent 4.5, 5 years there until he finally was able to come to America. When he came to America, he hadn't seen his mom in 5 years, and she didn't even know he was alive. So it was very traumatic for him and very gratifying to find his mom alive in America. And a church in Virginia sponsored him to come to America. He came to America to live his American dream, and he became a movie star. You might know Fahim from Iron Man. He beats the crap out of Robert Downey Jr. in that movie. Argo, he plays Bill Murray's co-star in Rock the Casbah. And Fahim went back to Afghanistan after coming to America and becoming a movie star to be an interpreter for the Marines at 41 after 9/11. So he was in 3-4 India Company and 3-5 India Company in Hemdale Province in Afghanistan. And while he was there, because of his ability to relate to not only the people in the village, the Taliban, no Marines were killed or injured during his time as the interpreter in Hemland, and that was 3 years. Fahim has returned to America, and he's been in many movies since then. Argo and a few of the films he was in have won Oscars. So, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce my friend and a wonderful American, an Afghan, Fahim Fazli.
She's my bodyguard. Put your hands together for 100 years, Vonnegut. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your history, your library history. And I want to thank Lance. I want to thank Paul, Barbara, Lisa, allow us to make events happen. I would like to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Fahim Fazli, born and raised in Afghanistan. I'm an actor, author, motivational speaker, culture technical advisor, 3 tours with U.S. Marine. And I want to thank you, Julia, for your service as a lieutenant for the Marine. Right hand, I'm sorry. I'm not a comedian, I only have one joke. If you want to hear, I will tell you guys. They closed Walmart in Afghanistan. Do you know why? Because too many targets. I cannot be beaten. Those guys are the best. Yes, I was born in 1966 in Afghanistan. My mom was midwife for the president of Afghanistan when the Russian invaded Afghanistan. I know a couple of Russians here. Love you guys. I didn't like the abrasion, but I love you guys. Don't worry about it. I'm not a bad guy. 1966, when I was born, I was 12 years old when the Russian came, 1979. And my mom came home. He says, "We're gonna leave. And you're not leaving, your brother's not leaving." She left with my older brother and my 2 younger sisters. A yellow taxi come pick her up, and we didn't see her for 6 years. And my dad and I stayed in Afghanistan with my younger brother. I did as much as damage for the Russian, and I did as much as damage to become a freedom fighter, young freedom fighters. And finally, my dad made a decision. One morning, wake us up 5 in the morning to leave Afghanistan. We didn't want to stay with the Russian and Afghan government. Took us 7 days, 7 nights, walk all these Hindu Kush mountains. We arrived in Peshawar, Pakistan. When we arrived in Peshawar, Pakistan, we became refugees for a couple more years. We didn't know where my mom was. We went to the American embassy to give my mom name, my sister's name. They said they don't know where they are. And they said, can you come back in 2 weeks? And of course, I was 17 years old that time. And 2 weeks we come back. My mom left from India, not from Pakistan, because she was in Pakistan first, then went to India as a refugee, then came to Charlottesville, Virginia. Thanks to this church, Charlottesville, Virginia, the priest, Robert Filney, and thanks to Ronald Reagan, president, accepted refugees come to this beautiful country. Right now, things going on with Ukraine and other refugees going on right now. And 2 years wait in line, pay my dues, make sure we're not criminal. We come in this beautiful country as a refugee. We moved from Virginia to Los Angeles. As soon as my planes landed from San Bernardino towards Los Angeles, and I saw Hollywood sign in the mountain, I told my dad, I want to become an actor. He slapped me so hard. I have the pain in my face. Because in Afghan culture, Indian culture, they want us all become a doctor. Okay, I didn't say anything. I said, Dad, you can kill me, but you cannot kill my dream. And of course, we got united with my mom, 2 sisters, 2 different cultures. My sister was baby, then now they're 7 years old. They speak English, I speak Afghani. And we don't understand each other too. We got divided at the beginning, the Russian divided us 5-6 years ago. Now we work hard to bring this family together. Then I work hard. I become a busboy. I began working in the gas station. I became a chef. I wanted to ask myself 6 questions. Who am I? Who I want to be? What's my dream? What's my passion? What's my hobby? And I follow it, all of them. I never give up. I want to become an actor. I want to become an author. And I want to pay my dues as a soldier or Marine. I worked very hard to get my SAC card. And it took me 4 or 5 years because I was an immigrant. I couldn't speak proper English and proper pass the dialogue, get a speaking role. I work as an extra. Finally, thanks to Rambo 3, I got a job. And later on, Charlie Wilson with Tom Hanks, later on, he put a blurb in my book. And I worked very hard to get the SAC card, and I did a bunch of movies, TVs, Iron Man, Argo, Rock the Casbah, NCIS, and always as a bad guy. Always been typecast, which is I don't mind, because those people hijack the religion. There's nothing wrong with religion. They're the one hijacked the religion, gave us the bad names. Then 9/11 happened. I made a decision. I speak 6 languages because I learned Russian from the Russian soldier in Afghanistan, and I learned Indian from Urdu from Pakistan, and later on I learned Spanish because I was a busboy, and I did a bunch of movies in Morocco, and I learned Arabic and Indian. I'm saying, why I cannot pay my dues for this beautiful country? Let me make it clear for you guys. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I love America. And what I did, I joined the government of the United States. They checked my background. They clear if I'm cleared to go back to Afghanistan after 32 years. And thanks God, I went over there as a peacemaker. I was a translator, make sure the Taliban not shoot the American don't shoot the Taliban. In my watch, nobody died, only one guy got wounded, which is still alive. And thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Moffett, he was there. I was translated for sub-governor of Afghanistan. He said, Fahim, you have a great story. Why don't you write a book? And I say, I would love to write a book. I'm recording everything. And he helped me. Thanks, Lieutenant Colonel Moffett. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without you, would never this happened. Then him and I came back to America. to write this book is called Fahim Speaks. The reason we called this book Fahim Speaks, because I was speaking between enemies and good people, bad people, Taliban, and bring a peace between them. And we got a gold medal, and we got Tom Hanks, because I worked with him on Charlie Wilson. He put a blurb on my book, and later on became nominated. President Bush, President Obama endorsed it. Tom Hanks endorsed it. Clint Eastwood, I worked with him on American Sniper, he endorsed it. Bill Murray endorsed it. And thanks to this beautiful man, grabbed my book, Lance, he said, Fahim, him and I worked on the Prey, the movie, and we worked very hard on that movie. By the way, the movie got nominated, one of the, what do you call it? Yes? Golden Fleece. And this gentleman, he says, I want to make a movie about your book. And he wrote it 6 months ago, 8 months ago. He put it together. He made a script. We register it, and we are ready to make a movie to be a great example for other Americans. Thank you very much. A couple of $100 for your library, and we have 10 books for you.
Wow, that's
and we signed it already.
Gracie, Gracie. Good girl, Gracie. Yay,
Fahim Fazli.